I want you to think with me for a second. Every ounce of pain that you've ever felt, every setback, every heartbreak, every failure, it's been trying to teach you one thing. Most people spend their whole lives running from pain. But what if I was able to show you that pain is predictable and controllable? If you understand how it works, if you take the time to learn how to choose your pain instead of letting the pain choose you, you'll unlock a level of peace and power that most people never experience. So lock in and stay with me, because if you understand what I'm about to show you, your pain will never feel the same again. Every human life is built upon balance, half pleasure and half pain. Don't think of it as a curse. It's actually a very beautiful design, because without pain, pleasure has no meaning, and without struggle, you can't grow. Life isn't supposed to be easy, it's balanced. 50-50. Pain and joy are like dancing partners, essential to the rhythm of the universe. But here's the thing that most people miss. You don't get to choose whether or not life hurts. You simply get to choose how. There are three main categories of pain, and how you deal with these categories of pain determines who you will become in life. The first is self-destructive pain, one of the most common types of pain. It comes from losing control of your mind, body, and or spirit. It's the pain that comes from addiction, dishonesty, self-hate, regret. It's the kind of pain that may pleasure you for a moment, but it rots you from the inside out. Remember the balance. Every time you take a hit, take a drink, tell a lie, or take a shortcut, you cash in your 50% pleasure early. This means that according to the laws of the universe, later the 50% of pain will occur. This is the law of balance. If you spend your pleasures early, the pain will come back and tax you with interest. That's why this category of pain is called self-destructive pain, because it doesn't build upon your character, it breaks it down. It's an illusion of freedom that chains you tighter every time that you choose it. If you've ever found yourself inside of this loop, don't hate yourself for it. You must understand it and recognize it. This is the first step out of the loop. We'll talk about this more later. Once you notice this pattern of self-destructive pain, that is when you can flip the script, which leads me to the second type of pain, self-constructive pain. This pain is also a choice, and it's of your design, but it builds you stronger. It's the early mornings, it's the soreness, it's the opportunities that you chase after despite being fearful. It's voluntarily walking through the fire because you know the flames forge strength. When you choose self-constructive pain, you're front-loading 50% of the pain. You take the hit later, and the pleasure comes later. The peace of mind, the self-respect, and the confidence all comes later. The universe rewards discipline because discipline is the proof that you understand the rules of the game. You see, you can't escape pain, but you can design it. That's the secret. Once you stop running from it, you stop running from life. Most people don't realize how much power they're losing by avoiding discomfort. They avoid the gym, they avoid the conversation, they avoid the risk, and they avoid truth. And by default, they avoid growth. You see, pain avoidance is simply pain delayed, and delayed pain compounds. But see, the ones who don't avoid fear, the ones who choose their pain, the ones who are willing to front load 50% of their suffering, these are the ones who are able to use pain as tuition, the upfront cost for a better, more peaceful life. Understand that the only way to escape suffering is to walk straight through it with purpose. The third, final, and most powerful category of pain is divine pain. This is the pain that no one chooses. The pain that life or God throws at you without warning. A death, a heartbreak, disease, and betrayal all fall under divine pain. These moments, they will test the deepest parts of you. They don't ask for permission. They just arrive. like a storm that doesn't care who built their house in time. And yet, how you respond to this pain defines everything because it is the ultimate test of power. It can destroy you or it can crown you. It's the loss that breaks you up. It's the heartbreak that teaches you real love. And it's the failure that humbles you into greatness. Some people crumble under divine pain. Others will rise like they were born for it. The difference is not circumstance. It's the strength or the power that they were able to build beforehand. This is why self-constructive pain is so important, because the individual who embraces it will be ready for the divine pain of tomorrow. They've trained for it. They've built their armor. And when life throws a haymaker, they may bleed a little, but they continue because they've already practiced walking through the fire. You see, the balance of the universe is non-negotiable. Every moment of pleasure will be balanced by pain, and every moment of pain is the seed for growth. You must realize that you cannot cheat the system, and you can only decide where to invest your energy. Drug abuse, dishonesty, and self-pity cash out your pleasure early and leave you bankrupt in pain. Discipline, truth, and courage may charge you pain up front, but they will pay you interest forever. Understand that both paths hurt, but only one pays you back. Imagine life as a game. Your body, your mind, and your spirit. That is your character. And pain acts as experience points. Self-destructive pain loses experience. You shrink and you become weaker. Self-constructive pain, you gain experience. You level up and become harder to kill. In divine pain, that is the boss fight. A test that reveals whether or not you've been training or just talking about it. Most people wait until the boss appears to start preparing, but by then it's too late because you haven't leveled up enough to take the hit. But in this game, if you lose the boss fight, you don't get to restart with all the same stats. If you lose power. If you win wisdom, strength, and resilience by the plenty. So you must ask yourself, are you training for the fight or are you still hiding in the tutorial? If you want to master this game, here is how you start. First, grab a notebook and something to write with. Set up 3 columns and name them self-destructive, self-constructive, and divine pain. Leave space in each one to add notes. Now, analyze your daily, weekly, and monthly actions and figure out what each one of them classifies as. If you scroll on your phone endlessly or are addicted to some substance, that would be labeled as destructive. If you like to wake up in the morning and stretch, or maybe do a meditation session, that is constructive. And if every morning you find yourself frustrated at the traffic ahead of you, that is divine pain. Keep in mind, divine pain is not always massive problems, but it's the ones that come into your life that you can't directly control. Notice what you can control, what you choose, and what chooses you. Then you can begin reworking. Replace your destructive with the constructive and prepare for the divine. Replace the instant gratification with the slow burn of discipline. Replace the self-pity with self-reflection. Replace the habit of avoidance with the creation of an action. You'll start to realize the difference and you'll begin to feel alive again. You won't fear pain as much anymore because you understand what it is. You'll realize the pattern, you'll respect the law, and become in flow with the divine rhythm. And when the pain comes, you may smile just a little because you know that this is the part that builds me. There is no escaping pain, but there is great freedom in redirecting it. The pain of discipline weighs only ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So you must pick one. Choose which pain you would like to have. When you start choosing constructive pain over destructive pain, you stop making excuses. You stop asking for easy and start building for strong. Life will still hurt, and God will still test you. But for these tests, you'll be ready. You'll move through it like someone who knows the rules because you understand the truth. Pain is not a punishment, it's passage. So don't run from it and don't curse at it. Choose it, shape it, and use it. And when you start to move this way, in tune with flow and the balance of the universe, you don't just live your life by surviving it, you begin to master it. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I really hope that you got some value out of it and that I was able to translate it in a way that makes sense. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and drop a like. If you do like content like this, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. And if you got anything good or bad to say, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching the video all the way through. God bless and good luck.